Hi guys. So I'm here today to talk a little bit about the workout Murph, a little bit of the background, and some tips on how to pick which version is the best one for you. So first of all, I would highly recommend before you do this workout that you read this article from Men's Health. They did a really nice job of putting together the history of how this workout came to significance in the CrossFit community and how it's expanded outside the CrossFit community with the Murph Foundation. Gives you some background on the person, Lieutenant Michael Murphy, who was a U.S. military officer who was killed in Afghanistan in 2005. He sacrificed his life to make a call to try to save his buddies, exposed himself to an open area to get a signal in order to call for help and backup. If you've watched the movie Lone Survivor, that's the story of this event where Lieutenant Michael Murphy was killed. He received a posthumous Medal of Honor for his bravery after, and has gone on to have a U.S. Navy ship named after him, all sorts of honors for his bravery. So this workout gained significance in the CrossFit community. It was originally posted on CrossFit.com. August of 2005, so just a couple months after he was killed in action. So here's the original version. 4-time, a 1-mile run, followed by 100 pull-ups, 200 push-ups, 300 air squats, and followed by another 1-mile run. And you can see the original version clearly states that you partition the pull-ups, push-ups, and squats as needed. In that article from Men's Health, there's a great quote that I love in here from the doctor that kind of organized Murph as a Memorial Day event. And he says, "My saying is, what's your Murph? You don't have to be a Navy SEAL to do this workout. Sure, it helps, but you can scale it and anyone can do Murph. Can't do pull-ups? Okay, do ring rows. Can't run? Okay, row. Even if you're in a wheelchair and you're 90 years old, we can create something for you." So let's talk about all the different versions. I made this poster years ago. These are all the different ways of partitioning the reps. So the classic style is rounds of Cindy, 20 rounds of 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats. The 20 rounds adds up to your 100, 200, 300. Other ways, and my personal favorite is the push-up saver, where I split up those sets of 10 into 2 sets of 5. So I go 5 push-ups, 5 pull-ups, 5 push-ups, 15 air squats. And that for 20 rounds. Murph was done in the CrossFit Games twice, in 2015 and then again in 2016. We'll talk about those versions a little later on. There's a few other ones where you can do a leg saver, where you spend your last 5 rounds not doing any squats, so that when you go to do that last mile run, your legs aren't quite so heavy. So you front load the squats and then just do pull-ups and push-ups for the last 5 rounds, so your legs are a bit more fresh. You can also do smaller sets to just try to keep moving. The mini sets version, which is 33 rounds of 3 pull-ups, 6 push-ups, 9 air squats, and then you got one little odd round at the end of 1 pull-up, 2 push-ups, and 3 squats. How to approach Murph to get the right idea and the right stimulus is to pick a version that you can keep moving. We're trying not to rest more than we're working. That sort of defeats the purpose and spirit of like a heroic effort. If our intensity has dropped so low that we're spending more time resting than we are working, we've really missed the point of the challenge of this workout. So we have to find something that suits our abilities, that we can keep grinding away, keep moving, and try not to come to a full stop at any point. And then also approach it with the utmost integrity, so that we're upholding the best range of motion standards on the pull-ups and the push-ups and the air squats. I have seen in the wider world of CrossFit and people that do this workout outside of CrossFit that don't fully understand that integrity piece of the movement that we do, posting a 32-minute Murph time. But if you've done, bro rep pull-ups and wormy push-ups and half-depth air squats, you've really disrespected the spirit of this workout and the memory of a guy that sacrificed his life to save his comrades. So we need to approach it with the utmost integrity as well. So if this is your first time doing Murph, here's what we usually recommend. We use a 30-minute clock, and you go and run 1 mile. Usually people can jog a 10-minute mile for a beginning effort. It's about a 6 mile an hour pace. In the time remaining on that 30-minute clock, so you'd have about 20 minutes, you would do those rounds of Cindy, or maybe some, maybe the push-up saver variation. We would scale the movements to like 5 ring rows or jumping or banded pull-ups, 10 push-ups to a box, and then 15 air squats. And then at the 30-minute mark, the clock beeps and you go run that last mile. So this version has you done around 40-ish minutes, depending how long that last mile takes you. And then you keep repeating this scaled effort until you can get 20 rounds of the scaled version of Cindy. So you can get the full number of reps done. Once you're there with the volume, then we can start adding more difficulty. So then the next version would be on a 40-minute clock. We'll give ourselves a bit more time. We're going to run that first mile. AMRAPing in the time remaining, now the full movement. So 5, no longer scaling, 5 pull-ups, 10 push-ups, 15 air squats. And at the 40-minute mark, we go and run that final mile. This version has you done around 50 minutes. And you keep repeating this version until you can get all 20 rounds of Cindy, so the full number of reps. So we added difficulty, maybe we cut ourselves off at a time point, so we've scaled the number of reps, and we keep repeating this effort until you can do both the movements and the full number of reps. Once you can do that, then you do it without the time limit, the 40-minute time cap. So we do the full version, run 1 mile, 20 rounds of Cindy, or one of those partitioned versions, and run 1 mile. And we keep doing this version until you can finish under 40 minutes. So that's 2 10-minute miles and 20 rounds of Cindy in 20 minutes, roughly. If you can run faster than 10-minute miles, awesome. You've bought yourself a bit more time. And if you can run that last mile less than 10 minutes, then you're coming in under 40. Once you can do Murph under 40, then you're ready to take on one of 2 different challenges. Then you're ready to add the weight vest. So next time you would try with the vest on, because now you've done the full movements and the full volume. Now you can add more load. So you would do the same version, the same partitioned version, but you would add the 20-pound vest for the men and the 14-pound vest for the women. Or you can start to add a bit more difficulty with the 2016 games version, which was 5 rounds of 20 pull-ups, 40 push-ups, 60 air squats. Doing bigger sets all at once is definitely more difficult and more time consuming because you're going to manage more fatigue. Now, the 2015 games version, the one they did the year before, was unpartitioned. So they, with the weight vest on, ran a mile, did 100 pull-ups, then all 200 push-ups, then all 300 air squats, then ran another mile. That version is not a good idea. It wasn't, even for the fittest on earth, it was not a good idea. I was at the CrossFit Games that year and watched some of the fittest people on earth pass out. They were hauled away on stretchers. I watched Annie Thorisdottir's legs completely fail to the point that she fell down on the run and like really couldn't get back up. It was quite devastating. A few of them reported after ending up, on IV drips with mild rhabdo for a lot of reasons. It's not a good idea. And if any of us mortal humans that are not CrossFit Games athletes try to take on that version, it takes so long that now we've lost the intensity piece that we were looking for, right? A Murph that stretches on beyond an hour to like 70 minutes is now we're resting more than we're working in that time. And so we've lost the giving it our full intense effort kind of thing. Now we're just going so slow that that we're spending more time standing still than we are working. So the unpartitioned version is simply not a good idea. And even the programmers of the CrossFit Games watched that happen and agreed it wasn't a good idea, because when they did Murph again the following year, they didn't do it unpartitioned. They did this 5 rounds version. So so just to recap, here's your options. Scale the movements, time cap the body weight exercises at 30 minutes, so you still do both runs. Once you've done that, then we start to RX the movements, time cap the body weight reps at 40 minutes. Once you can do all the volume there, then we stop time capping the body weight movements. Once you can do a full Murph under 40 minutes, then you add the vest or go to the 5 rounds of bigger sets. Thanks, guys.